Dear learners, today's topic of discussion is lipids, another primary metabolite. After viewing this presentation, you will be able to define lipids, classify lipids, define fat, oils and wax. You can compare wax and fats and list use of lipid. So lipid is another primary metabolites like carbohydrate and protein. Lipids are generally heterogeneous in nature. They are insoluble in water, and chemically we can define lipids as ester of fatty acids and glycerol or any other alcohol. Basically, in compared to the carbohydrate and protein, lipids are small molecules. Lipids can be classified in this way. One is the simple lipid, second is compound lipid, and third one is the derived lipid. What is simple lipid? Simple lipids are ester of fatty acids with alcohol, and they are of two types, fats and fixed oil and waxes. So we'll be discussed on these two important simple lipids in later part. Compound or complex lipid, these are the ester of fatty acids with alcohol containing additional group such as phosphate, nitrogenous base, carbohydrate, protein, etc. This compound protein can be divided in different categories like phospholipids, which actually contains phosphoric acids, and frequently nitrogenous base. This is in addition to alcohol and fatty acids. Another compound lipids is glycerophospholipids. These phospholipids contain glycerol as the alcohol, and examples are lecithin and cephalin. And another kind of phospholipid is sphingolipids. Examples are sphingomyelin. Apart from these, other compound lipids are glycolipids, when the lipids contain a fatty acids, carbohydrate and a nitrogenous base. The alcohol is sphingosine, hence these are called glycosphingolipids. Another category of complex or compound lipid is lipoprotein. These are the macromolecular complex of lipids with protein. Derived lipids, these are the derivatives of either the simple lipid on the basis of hydrolysis or on the basis of hydrolysis that are formed from the compound lipid, which possess the characteristics of lipid. These include the glycerol and other alcohols, fatty acids, mono and diglycerol, lipids, soluble vitamin like vitamin A, D, E, K, steroid, hydrocarbons, ketone body. So they are considered as derived lipid. Now come to the definition of fixed oil and fats. These are the simple lipids, and basically these are reserved food materials for plants and animals. Chemically they are triester of fatty acids and trihydric alcohol glycerol. Fatty acids is actually the carboxylic acid with hydrocarbon side chain. Fixed oil contain high number of unsaturated fatty acid than fat. So the difference between the fats and fixed oil in their physical form, basically fixed oils are liquid in nature, whereas fats are solid or semi-solid in nature, and that is due to the presence of high amount of the unsaturated fatty acid in fixed oil that is liquid in nature. Then come to the another important lipid, simple lipid, that is wax, that has immense pharmaceutical importance.
The term wax sometimes applied to the hydrocarbon mixture. Hard paraffin is the best confined to those natural mixtures containing appreciable quantities of ester derivatives derived from higher monohydric alcohol of methyl alcohol series combined with the fatty acid. So this is a kind of simple lipid where instead of the glycerol other alcohols are present, and generally they are in a form of a series of methyl alcohol. So basically they are monohydric alcohol in nature, and in this category of alcohol members, changes from the liquid to solid become less soluble in water. So if the number of carbons are enhanced in the alcohol portion, that is less soluble in water, and that's showing the higher melting points with increase in molecular weight. So initially these alcohols are liquid in nature, but we get the solid alcohol. First solid alcohol in this series is dodecyl alcohol, which is C12H25OH. Other works are acetyl alcohol, can be used in a form of a wax. Wax may be available from obtained from the plant sources or may be obtained from the animal sources. The example of the plant wax is carnauba wax, and animal wax is beeswax. So in this section we will be discussing on the difference between the fats and wax. So first difference is fats may be saponified by both aqueous and alcoholic alkali. That means if we take alkali solutions, say for example potassium hydroxide or NaOH, that may be dissolved in water or that may be dissolved in alcohol, that can able to saponify the fat. Whereas in wax only saponification happened when the alkali is dissolved in the alcoholic solution, not in aqueous solution. This is the first point of difference. Second point of difference is fats almost entirely consist of ester, whereas wax contains ester with high quantity of free fatty acids, free alcohol and sterol. So in fact we can, may not observe a high amount of the free fatty acids or free alcohol that are generally absent, but in wax that should contain a high amount of free fatty acids, free alcohol or sterol. And another point of difference between fat and wax, acid values of wax are higher than the fat. This second primary metabolite, lipid, has immense importance in field of pharmaceutical science and technology, and also in purpose of therapeutic. So first therapeutic importance of this oils or fixed oils or fats, that is used as laxative. Examples are castor oil, that also used as a lubricant or emollient, that can be used as emollient. For pharmaceutical purposes, that is useful as a semi-solid base like ointment base, cold cream base, cream bases, ointment bases, or other semi-solid preparation bases that are also useful for the preparation of the suppository. That can be useful for vehicle for the lipid soluble drugs, and this is used, especially the oils are used in a form of cosmetics as a topical agent, hair oil, and that also promote as cosmeceuticals, so we can use it even in different indigenous medicine form, Ayurvedic dosage form like toilo that contains the lipid oils. So this all about, in short, about the lipids, another important primary metabolites.
Thank you and happy learning.